let's start here as well this morning. The energy crisis is expected to dominate the State of the Nation address this evening. According to Mineral Resources Minister, that's Gwede Mantashe, it's costing the country 1 billion rand a day. Now, the President is expected to give a progress report on quite a number of promises related to Eskom, and these include the unbundling of the utility, but most importantly, its failure to keep the lights on. Well, the country expects Ramaphosa to outline more plans to fix the troublesome power utility. eNCA senior reporter Siphamandla Goge has more.
Eskom, Eskom and Eskom. That's what's set to take center stage during President Cyril Ramaphosa's State of the Nation address this Thursday. The power utility continues to be a headache for President Ramaphosa's administration.
The electricity crisis is one of the greatest threats to economic and social progress. In the last few days, we have once again been reminded of the fragility of our electricity system. Load shedding continues to have a huge impact on the lives of South Africans, disrupting businesses and placing additional strains on families and our communities. Due to our aging power stations, poor maintenance, policy missteps, and the ruinous effects of state capture, our country has a shortfall of around 4,000 megawatts of electricity.
And a year later, nothing has changed. Addressing this year's mining indaba in Cape Town on Tuesday, the President once again considered that rolling blackouts and Eskom's mess continue to put a strain on the already struggling economy.
The electricity crisis on its own has had a huge impact on the mining industry, as it has had on other industries. 6 months ago, we announced a National Energy Action Plan to improve the performance of our existing power stations and to add new generation capacity to the grid as quickly as possible. Eskom, our electricity generation and transmission and distribution company, has assembled experienced technical teams to improve performance and to recover capacity at power stations, with an initial focus on the 6 least reliable stations. That work is underway right now, and I get continuous reports of precisely what progress is being made. Through a regional power pool agreement, we have already imported 300 megawatts of capacity from neighboring countries and are working to increase this by an additional 1,000.
The President will have to update the nation on what seems to be failures to meet the commitment to unbundle Eskom by the end of last year.
In addition to closing the energy supply shortfall, we are implementing fundamental changes to the structure of the electricity sector. Eskom has established a separate transmission subsidiary and is on track to completing its own unbundling by December 2022. The utility has continued with its intensive maintenance program to reverse many years of neglected maintenance and underperformance of existing plants.
Apart from other resources, Eskom needs more money to keep the lights on. This, as South Africans have already run out of patience to endure the darkness.
If we look at the required actions to end load shedding, we need 3 things. We need a recovery in the energy availability factor, we need additional capacity, and we need certain government enablers. These are all medium to long-term levers, and our generation recovery plan is a 2-year plan. If we talk about what the most immediate lever is that is available, it is to have more cash available to buy diesel, that we can maximize the use of our open cycle gas turbines.
Plans to move Eskom from the Department of Public Enterprises to the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy appear to be a done deal. The governing ANC has resolved on this proposal. But this continues to be a thorny issue, slammed by some opposition parties as an irrational and reckless move. There is no doubt that the President's State of the Nation address is set to be deemed by Eskom, and whatever plans to save the power utility are announced, South Africans will pay more attention to the implementation aspect of those promises. Siphamandla Goge, Johannesburg.